All right. So good evening again, sisters. I'm so excited that you guys are all here for this conversation. Whether you're newly diagnosed, if you're in treatment, if you're living with MBC or any type of other cancer, we're grateful that you're walking with the journey for us. And Megs and I are really excited, but also moved about the deeply personal experience that we'll be sharing tonight about our hair journey. I'm very honored to introduce April B. As our guest, as well as Nicole, and they'll give you a little bit of introduction about themselves in a few minutes. But we are, the discussion. We're very pleased that you guys wanted this type of conversation, and we see this as not only as a way to explore our hair, but also about our confidence, our sisterhood, and our truth telling about us and our in celebration as well, no matter where we are in the journey. As we know, Black hair carries deep meaning emotionally, culturally, and socially, and it's a powerful part of who we are. So without further ado, we're excited about having this conversation. I want to introduce April B. and Nicole. And if you ladies can just tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Hey, hi, I am stylist April B. I am a close to 30-year veteran in the hair industry. I love hair. I love empowering women. I love the transformation factor in what I do. I have clients from all walks of life who have cancer, who have lupus, who have different things going on in their lives, alopecia, all types of things. So I love when they can come to me for a solution and I can give them a solution to whatever it is that they're going through with their hair. I'll share quickly um, my some info. Where did they go? Wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, so I'm originally from New York.
Yes, there's some
Okay.
New Yorkers in the
And I
building. Yes.
started my love for hair because my mother did hair. So she took me with her to the salon all the time when she was in barber school, when she was in cosmetology school. She took me with her. So that kind of started me on my journey in love for hair. By the time I got in middle school, I literally had a whole full clientele of adults, her friends, my friends' parents, and stuff like that. And I end up going to cosmetology school in Virginia. Once we left New York, I moved to Virginia, and that's where I got my cosmetology license from the Virginia School of Hair Design. Then in 2006, I relocated here to Atlanta, and that's where my career literally took off in this hair journey. Everything took off here in Atlanta because I was grown by then. So these are a few of my, where is it? Okay, here it is. So these are some of my contributions. I was a lead stylist on a 2018 international campaign with Revlon. I also was co-stylist for Lupita Nyong'o's hair in Black Panther. I did the weave. I did not do the actual styles, but I did get a check for the weave that I sold in her hair. So I'm going to go ahead and claim that. I've also been featured in Essence magazine, Ebony magazine, Sophisticates Black Hair magazine. I've worked with T-Pain, Chris Brown, Future, Busta Rhymes, some other few local celebrities and things like that. So here's a quick show of the 2-page spread that I had in Ebony. Here's the Black Hair Sophisticate. And this billboard, where is it? This billboard was the Revlon campaign. This was featured all over Europe. And if any of you are here in Atlanta, you've been to any of the Beauty Master stores, you'll see that there. So that's a little bit about
Thank you, April. Thank you. And I've known April
me.
for about 14 years because April is the one who, when I first relocated to Atlanta, she started my locks. And one of the things that I really yeah, one of the things that I really over the years of getting to know April and to call her friend, I think is just the value that she places on hair care, right? It's not only about just styling it, coloring it, it's really about protecting your hair and knowing the significance of what it is for a Black woman. So
Don't make
thank
me
you,
cry,
April.
Lisa. It's too
Thank
early.
you. Thank you.
Make me cry.
Nicole, do you mind telling us a little bit about you before we jump into the questions and just to get the conversation going?
Sure, no problem. Hello, everyone. I am Nicole Trahan, and I am from Houston, Texas. I did not start my career in hair. I was actually a school teacher, but unfortunately got diagnosed with cancer and still battling it now, but I plan on beating it. So I say I'm a cancer thriver. Not yet a survivor, but I'm on my way. Um, I had no idea my health was going to be such a problem, but I ended up losing my job. And on top of losing my job, then the cancer diagnosis, the chemo, and then my hair came out. And so I ended up trying to find a way to cover my own head without having the money that I needed to buy a nice quality wig. Started going on the YouTube University, learning what I could, and I made my first little unit. And I was amazed by my friends coming in going, who did your hair? And I'm like, that's not my hair, that's a wig. And they're like, where'd you get it from? And I'm like, I made it. And then they started DMing me, and next thing I know, they wanted wigs. And so that started me with a whole new career making wigs. I started getting formal training. Now I'm a certified wig designer, also a certified cranial prosthesis specialist, where I help cancer patients and other people who've lost their hair medically to find a unit that would kind of bring back a little normalcy, because I know the pain in losing your hair. And to feel normal again is sometimes it's all it takes is a good wig. And that's a little bit about me. So
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. And in
thank
addition
you.
to, just real quickly as well, in addition to having cancer, you're also have another chronic illness, lupus, right? Is it you have lupus?
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
Have lupus as well and diabetes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I know, no, thank you so much for sharing. I think a lot of the women in this group have different illnesses and different journeys that they're on. So thank you so much for sharing. So let's get right into it. I know that we had a few questions. I know that you got, and please remember to put your questions in the chat, and there will be time for a question and answer. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about um, you know, styles and how, so let me just go into, wait a minute, April, do you want to share the slides or you don't want me to just kind of do the questions?
I can, and then if there's any questions, I'll run through it. But if any
Sure.
particular questions, then we can. So I have a gift for the ladies.
You have a few little
I,
gifts going on tonight.
yes. Oh, here it is. Okay. I decided to make you all an e-guide regarding hair care and how to take care of your scalp. So this e-guide is called Reclaiming Your Confidence. And so basically, in this guide, I'm going to drop the link in the chat in a few, but I'll run through it. Basically, just talking about some things that you already have experienced with going through chemo and the dry scalp and all those things. Let me get my mouse. Okay, here it is. And so I wanted to just kind of give you some information on how to once you've gotten to the point where you have had to shave your head and you have lost your hair, you still want to be able to protect your scalp. You still want to be able to cleanse your scalp. You don't want to just say, okay, well, just forget it. So there's some few tips on how to cleanse your scalp using the Hydrate Me Please products. I do have a product line. It's called Hydrate Me Please. It's a all natural moisture and growth system. It's for all hair types, natural hair, locks, loose hair, you name it, just about anyone can use it. So there's some tips inside this guide about scalp care, how to moisturize your scalp. Um,
Let me stop. Let me pause you right there, April. So what are some, I as a as a social worker and as I'm sure many of the ladies, when you get that diagnosis, you are starting chemotherapy. We know some of the, many of the drugs lead to hair loss, many of the chemotherapies lead to hair loss. What are some things that maybe you would recommend, as you said, you started talking about the cleansing and what are some of the key things that women should start caring for their hair during chemo, during radiation, like as you mentioned, what are some of those things?
if you're at the point where you have shaved your head and you're working with a clean slate,
Mhm.
you definitely want to make sure that you are still, even when you are washing your face
Mhm,
or you're in the shower, cleanse your scalp.
mhm,
Because just because your hair isn't there at that moment doesn't mean it's not going to come back. So the
mhm,
follicles will still be operating. They're just in a dormant phase at that point because you're going to the chemo, right?
mhm,
So you want to make sure that you are cleansing your scalp. You want to make sure that you are moisturizing your scalp. Make sure that you are not using any products that contain alcohol. So when you're using products, whether it's Hydrate Me Please or anything that's out on the market, make sure you pay attention to the ingredients.
mhm,
Most of the time, most of the products that are out on the market, that very first ingredient that you read is the main ingredient. So if
mhm,
water is the main ingredient, that sounds like it's, oh, water. Okay. But what does water do? Water evaporates, right? So therefore, your scalp is going to be dry. So you want to make sure that you are using some type of cream-based, oil-based product. My products are made with shea butter. Shea butter also is a conditioning agent. It absorbs through the scalp. It absorbs through the hair strands, keeping your scalp and your hair moisturized consistently. And it's not something that you have to do all the time, but you want to just make sure that you are keeping that scalp nice and hydrated. You want to also, and I'll mention it further down inside the guide, if you are uncomfortable with wearing a bald head, then make sure that you are using head wraps,
mhm,
satin head wraps, something that's cute, something that's nice, that you will feel comfortable in going out with.
mhm,
Even and Nicole will get to talking about the wigs. Even when you put on a wig, make sure that you have some type of satin line cap of some sort underneath so that it can still protect your hair and is not pulling out the moisture from your scalp. You want to stay away from cotton.
mhm,
Cotton absorbs everything. So you
mhm,
want to make sure that you're using some type of satin or silk
mhm,
on your hair. If you are at the point where your hair is starting to grow back now and you're starting to see, some fuzz going on, same thing. You want to make sure that you are still cleansing your scalp. Cleanse the fuzz. It doesn't
mhm,
matter because that fuzz is going to be down your back in a little while. And we're going to help you do that. So make sure that you are just using moisturizing products. Definitely stay away from products that have sulfates, parabens, all
mhm,
those things. Certain I've learned on this journey of product making, certain preservatives you do need to have to alleviate molding and things like that. But if you can be more on the plant-based side of preservatives, then you're okay if it has a preservative. If it's just a real small amount, it's okay. But definitely you want to stay away from anything with alcohol because that's just going to absorb everything, dry your scalp out, cause you to itch, and then that may cause other scalp irritation.
No, thank you so much, April. I'm sure, I hope that it's resonating with a lot of the ladies. I think a lot of times too, working in the oncology setting, we'll see, right, women.
I think it got stuck, Lisa.
Oh,
Okay, there.
oh,
What?
Lisa.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, there you go. You
I'm
froze a little
sorry.
bit there.
It froze a little bit.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're
Sorry.
You lose your hair and you kind of forget about moisturizing. You're thinking, oh, whatever, there's no hair there anyway. But I think April makes a good point to make sure and moisturize. It's still our skin. It's like, sometimes like parts of our body that we forget, our back, our stomachs, we forget to lotion our backs or something. And it's the same with our hair, and and our scalp. So I really like that reminder to make sure that we are moisturizing our scalps as well. And April
yeah.
brought up a couple of things that you can use too, as far as, wearing scarves. But I think another note to make when she's talking about healthy hair and a healthy scalp is that a lot of women are choosing to just not put a wig on or not do anything, just to wear their hair naturally, which is, going hairless, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I think that it's also just like, as Black women, we're always worried about looking ashy and not being moisturized. And
Right.
it's the same for our hair. We want to make our head, our scalps, we want to make sure with or without hair that feel like we're confident, we're beautiful, and that we're maintaining that level of moisture.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What else do I have in here? Let's see. So we talked about, well, I just kind of talked about this with the moisture factor. Also, stimulation. You want to get into the habit, and I tell clients this all the time. Because hair growth is more than just, I'm just dropping some products on my hair. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in talking to my body. I believe in talking to my hair. I believe in talking to any part of my body that is not doing what I want it to do. So you need to stimulate your scalp, stimulate your body, stimulate that both spiritually and physically. So, take those 5 or 10 minutes. You may come home from work, hey, play with the dog, see the kids, talk to the hubby or whoever, go off into your quiet area. And you can either do this in the shower, if you have a steamer, anything, whether you have products or not, get in there and just massage. Put some Zen music on, zone out, and literally massage your scalp. You will be surprised the results that you will see because of that. Like I said, the follicles might be asleep. They're not dead. They might just be asleep right now. So when you are using products such as a growth oil or any type of essential oil, what have you, take, a couple drops on your head, listen to your Zen music, and just literally sit there. Whether you're using one of these little scalp massagers that you see up here in the corner, or if you go on Amazon, they have these little electric scalp things that you just hold on it and the little wheels just turn all on your scalp. My client, they love those. I have one at the salon and they love it. They're like, one little girl, she's like, Miss April, are you gonna use the scalp massager on my head? Yes, girl. So make sure that you don't give up on your scalp. Don't, because you've had to shave your head, because your hair has fallen out, don't give up. There's a chance that your hair will definitely come back. So make sure you get in there, speak to your scalp. I look forward to when my hair starts growing back. Say these affirmations. Nicole will tell you, we talk about this all the time. You literally have to speak life back into yourself. Talk to the cancer. I'll be glad when I won't see you no more. You like literally talk to your body, talk to your scalp, and get in there and stimulate it. Make
No,
sure
thank
you
you
do
so
that.
much, April. Thank you. That sounds, and you're right about the affirmations and that positive self-talk and, and the importance of that. You mentioned essential oils, like I know that you have like lemongrass and lemongrass scent and some other things that you have. What are some other essential oils that you would suggest for the ladies to use when you're talking about stimulating their scalp and just the hair
Yeah,
growth?
and also how long should we like be doing that? Is it like a minute, 30 seconds? Like what do you
You can I always say I love the number 3. So I always just say, I do everything in threes. So I will say massage it for 3 minutes and just kind of just sit there and just zone out. Any of the mints, rosemary, peppermint, definitely you can use tea tree, just use a little bit tea tree. Tea tree is really good for anti-itch, antifungal, stuff like that. But any of the essential oils, if you're going to use essential oils by themselves, make sure you use a considerable amount of a carrier oil. So jojoba oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil. Because these are some of the oils that I have in my oil. If you're going to use that, you don't want to use essential oils by themselves. Do not, do not, do not. You will burn your scalp
Right. Mm-hmm.
because they are potent. So you want to make sure you dilute them. So say if you have 4 ounces of a carrier oil, you may want to do maybe 2 or 3 drops of that essential oil, because those 2 or 3 drops, it'll do it. It'll do the trick, definitely. You can also get a red light. If you have a red light bulb, you have a little lamp that you can kind of sit under, you can do red light therapy on your scalp as well. that'll also stimulate the scalp. Because that's what you want to do. You want to stimulate the scalp. So when you're dropping the products on there, you don't want to say, okay, well, let me drop it on there. I'm out the door. No, literally work that in and develop a whole regimen. That's what I kind of do with my clients. I help them to develop a consistent regimen. So you can say, okay, on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I'm going to really get in there and I'm going to, make sure I, shampoo my scalp or shampoo my hair, and I'm going to put my oils on and I'm going to sit underneath the red light. I'm going to put my meditation music on. You want to literally get consistent if you want to see those results.
Thank you. Thank you. Are we going to take a question now, Megs, or?
You
I know
know what?
Sharon-
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
So,
And
And
I'll,
while you're getting
question.
ready for
Go.
Sharon, I know that April.
Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and ask this question. So it kind of goes hand in hand here. How do you feel about Rogaine for spots that are not coming in? And then the second question with that is, won't oils, clog your follicles?
So Rogaine, how
Yeah.
how politely can I say that? For us,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Rogaine.
Hmm.
I've never used it. I don't have clients that use it because my clients, kind of use my stuff. So I can't really speak a whole lot on Rogaine. I do know people who have tried it and didn't get results. And it's a lot of chemicals in there. So I'm not really too privy on Rogaine. And I'm a herbalist, so I always go on the side of nature. And as far as the oils, long as you're not overdoing it, long as you're not overdoing it. If you do it to where, like I said, you cleanse your scalp first, then apply the oil, you cleansing your scalp and your pores opening should alleviate any type of clogs that you may have in there. If you are feeling like your hair, like your scalp is clogged or your follicles are clogged, you may want to go and see a trichologist, get up underneath that microscope for them to be able to actually look down into the follicle because they can do that.
Thank you. Thank you, April. You're welcome. We're going to go to Sharon, Megs?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you. Hi, April.
Hi.
My question is, with all that you've just told us about the massaging and stimulating your scalp, once your hair comes back and you've got a head full of hair, can you still do those things?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely encourage you to, because that's self-care. At that point,
Mm-hmm.
especially once you develop that regimen and depending on how long it takes for the hair to come back, you're going to be on a routine. So this is going to be something that you're going to be looking forward to. I can't wait till I get home off of work so I can just sit there and massage my scalp. So, definitely, I always tell people, especially because your hair may not all grow in evenly at the same time.
That's my problem. I have a thinning portion on the top, and it's grown everywhere else, but on at the cap, there's a little area that's giving me problems.
Okay.
So I don't know what to really use on that.
Okay. Well, I definitely, I'm gonna send you all a link to, I have a free sample offer. So if you guys want to try the products out, you can. I'll
Wonderful.
definitely say once you get into that routine, if you're still not seeing the results, if that hair is not growing back in that area, I definitely would say go to a trichologist just for them to get down in there and look inside the follicles to see. And some trichologists, depending on how versed they are, some of them are able to draw blood and they can pull, do blood samples from you, biopsies and stuff, so they can put it underneath the microscope and stuff like that. So I think the trichologist will be the end all be all if you are not seeing any type of growth happening. You also, another thing that I wanted to touch on is stress. Stress. If you are
Mm-hmm.
stressed out, your hair will grow just to break off. So you really got to get into a good spiritual and mental space of, like I said, doing your affirmations, talk to yourself, do whatever it takes to alleviate that stress. If you got to just go and sit outside and just woosah, if you want to go to the ice cream shop and get some ice cream, whatever that is, do that too. Because a lot of people don't think about the stress factor when it comes to hair loss. Your hair will grow just to break off because you're stressed. So we want to get into the habit of trying to manage the stress. It's a whole process when it comes to growing your hair.
Right.
And, stress management is one of them.
Right. Thank you, April. And I think it's a mind-body connection. And we know, even from what Sharon said, I think many of us are perimenopausal, menopausal, having chemotherapy send your body into into some of those stages and phases of life. I just wanted to quickly share, common carrier oils that April mentioned, coconut oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil. So you can mix it with the different essential oils that she mentioned. And also, I know that you guys also, what Sharon asked about using that when your hair is growing. And I know that for myself, I use essential oils in my hair every day, right? I put I missed it. I know some of you, whether you have your hair natural, or whether you have a perm or whatever, you may not be able to spray your hair and to wet it up, because then you might curl up, or you have to go to work and things like that. But I definitely use those essential oils in my hair daily as well, with a little bit of water with the products that April have, and just moisturize your scalp. And even if you want to do that for, once a week or something, it really is about moderation and making sure that you kind of experiment and find the right the right oils for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
any other questions in the chat or anywhere, Megs?
The one question of where, I know this will be in the e-guide, but where can you get the Mega 9 Extreme Growth Oil? That information will be in the e-guide?
Yes, the e-guide has clickable links. So when you go to each page, and I'm talking about specific products, there is in there. And I can where is it? Is this it? Okay, so I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. That way you guys will have it. How in the world do I get that? Okay, here it is. Oh God.
Thank
This
you.
is one thing about Zoom. I'll be all over the place. Where is it? I can't get back to you guys. Where's the screen? Where is it? Oh, where'd it go? Where's the chat? Okay, hold on.
Oh, we have a lot of screens open.
I know.
We got it. We see it. Yes.
Okay, there's the chat, but now I can't even get back to the Zoom. Where's the Zoom?
Oh no.
Well, we can see you. We can see you. So
Okay.
while you're
Wait
getting
a
back to the
minute.
Zoom, just don't press end Zoom. But while you're
Okay,
on the Zoom,
here it is.
so while you're there, tell us about, we talked about what that looks like when you first get the diagnosis, as you're going through it, post. What are some signs that a hair product is no longer working for your hair? And when should you start switching your hair products? What is the sign when you're just like, you know what, this is not working?
It's a catch-22 because if you're still under treatment, that could be it. So you won't really know what's working or what's not working until you are completely done with treatment, because long as you're underneath these treatments, or if you're on high blood pressure medications, alter the way your hair grows. So it's really hard to say when you're still in treatment. Now, once you're done with the treatments, keep in mind though, chemo, that chemical still may be lingering in your body. So you may want to start detoxing, doing herbal detoxes to your body to flush those chemicals out of your body. And you'll be able to really tell. If you're using a product and you automatically instantly get irritated, that could be a sign that maybe that product is not or not that it's not working, but whatever's in it could be too much for your scalp. You know what I mean?
Right.
Say if your hair is growing, or you get to a point where, wow, my hair's not growing anymore, that's when you want to assess, are you stressed out? Are you not eating right? What medications are you on? So it's kind of really hard to say, oh, this is not working when there's other factors, going on. That's the only thing about that.
Right, right. Thank you. And I know a lot of oh, what were you said something in the chat, Megs. What did you say?
Well, I was just going to say that happened to me as well. It took a long, I didn't realize I would be allergic to certain products, and that like surprised me. And I think, you know, especially if you have had chemo, but also too, maybe if you just had, oral chemo or other types of medication, your physiology changes and you can't handle as much toxicity as you were prior to your cancer diagnosis is what I've discovered. So I was just very surprised. I was like, oh my God, why am I having this irritation? And it took a hot minute to realize, oh, it's the product. So it took a while to find the right ones for me and to not get irritated.
No, absolutely. And let me just piggyback on that, what you just mentioned, Megs. So for April, of course, many of us we're graying earlier. We have little grays, and we want to have like a few, color, get some hair dye. What are there any natural alternatives for, survivors, for the ladies who who can dye their hair and not have like a breakout or a rash from it? Because I know that happens a lot as well too. Do you
Right.
suggest any natural hair dyes, or what are some things to
Yes.
yeah.
So you want to use plant-based. Henna is good. The only thing with henna can sometimes act like a permanent color. So if you are a person who likes colors, if you're a person who likes dark colors, black, brown, then henna is okay for you. But if you are the person who likes reds, blondes, and once that hair starts growing back, you want to really turn it up a bit. Henna is a little hard to find in those brighter colors. So you want to make sure that you're using some type of henna. You can use, like, make sure that it's definitely ammonia free. Make sure that it's PPD free. If you can find, there's so many out there on the market. I would say get on Google, literally you can copy and paste this out the guide, put it on Google and ask Google, hey, find me PPD free hair color. Find me, hair color that would, vegetable based hair color. They do have plant based hair colors now, permanent hair color. So just make sure that you're just paying attention to those, that they don't have those high amounts of chemicals in them, because that can also alter your growth. It can also kind of make your hair dry. It'll cause you to have to use more of something else to combat that. So just kind of make sure that you are looking for, vegetable dyes, things like
or
that.
plant-based.
And I have a slight tip for the gray hairs. Rosemary oil. You can take rosemary oil and go across your perimeter. It slows down the production of gray.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Oh, is gonna
Look at
go
Sherry.
get rosemary. All right. No, thank you so much. Thank you
So
so
you
much
can put,
for
like I
that.
said, dilute it.
Yes, yes.
Just haul off and put the rosemary right
Yeah,
there.
just straight,
Dilute it a
yeah.
little bit. And then you can take that, if you have patches of gray hair, or, your salt and pepper or what have you, and you just want to kind of slow it down a little bit, just take a little bit of the rosemary and kind of put it there.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. And some of us are embracing the grays as well. So, if you want to slow it down, speed it up, whatever you want to do, like, we're here to support you in whatever you choose. No, real quickly for Nicole, I know you talked about, being on this journey. Just tell us, like, and I'm sure this will resonate with a lot of the ladies as well. Like, what was it like for you before you made the wig? Before you started making the wigs, what did you use on your hair? Did you know at first what was happening? Just tell us briefly, like, how was that for you?
It was pretty scary for me because I had really, really long hair. It was like 24 inches long. So the first thing when I I got the diagnosis, I asked the doctor, instead of saying, am I going to live? I said, am I going to lose my hair?
Yeah.
And I know I probably should have went there first, asking about my lifespan, but I was worried about the hair. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, I'm sorry, you probably will. So I was trying to be bold. I'm like, I'm going to keep it in there as long as I can. But as I would walk around the house, chunks would fall out. And I wasn't really aware of it. And then I'm looking around like, where's all this hair coming from? And then I started kind of touching it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's my hair is coming out. And I kept it for the longest till I had like this weird, I call it an inverted mohawk, because it was like nothing here. And then like a little bit more on this side, but then it looked like a horse's mane in the back. And I still had my 24 inches in the back.
Oh,
And I was
Lord.
like, you know what? I'm going to work this. And I showed my friend,
Right.
she's like, no, you're not.
Right.
Let it
She
go.
had to stop you. She's a real friend. Let me tell you. Cut it
So I
down.
went on and I did. I had to take out the clippers and do the big
Mhm.
shave. And when I first saw my head, I was like, oh no. I was calling myself the incredible edible egg because that's the way my head looks to me. But but I did get used to it for a little while, and then I was like, no, I can't go out like that. And
Mhm.
then I have a daughter with autism, so she would see me walking around the house with the bald head. And when I had like wig orders, it wasn't even my wig. She would just throw it at me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, does mommy look that bad? She's like, you look. And she was like, yeah, you look bad. And I'm like,
Mhm.
so then I was like, let me go ahead and start wearing these wigs. But yeah,
Mhm.
before that, I had some bad experiences. I even tried some of the other wigs that people were giving away. They were so bulky and so ugh,
Very
very
And a lot of
unattractive.
those wigs, yeah, a lot of those wigs, speaking from the social work front, a lot of those wigs and hair that they give out sometimes it's not 100% human hair. It's not, and even some of
Mhm.
the synthetic ones look good as well too, but you really have to find the right one. I know in settings that I've been in, I really try to get wigs that are not only for white ladies, right? Like we need to have wigs that
Right.
are for Black women as well. And there are many options. And as I said, many women are choosing to not to wear, be hairless and to just keep it moving, whether they're doing head coverings, and you could switch it up, and that's a part of reclaiming that beauty, right? Um,
Very much so.
yeah. What was one for Nicole? What really worked for you to how is your hair now? Did it grow back? Did you have some? I know that some
Yes.
women it goes from straight to curly or it changes your whole curl pattern. Like tell it, yes, that's what Meg just said, that it came back super curly. If you had straight hair before it's curly, it really changes your hair pattern. Well, real quickly, what worked for you?
Well, believe it or not, y'all, you got to try Hydrate Me Please. I actually I got a sample from April and I was like, I kept smelling it, but I'm bald. So I'm like, what am I going to put it on?
Mhm.
And I kind of put it to the side. But then I wanted to work on my daughter's hair. And I'm like, I need a good product line for her. And I know she has a lot of allergies. So I'm like, well, I have a bald head. I'll just try it on my head. If I get an allergy, who cares? I can't lose any hair. There's none there. So I just started putting it in. And I was like, oh, it smells so good. And I used the Mega 9 growth oil. And I was like, that smells wonderful. And I just kept going and going. And then I covered my head up with the wig. And then one day my wig kind of kept slipping. And I'm like, what's wrong with my wig? And I took it off. And I was like, wait a minute, there's some padding under this wig cap. I pulled the wig cap back and there it was. Beautiful curly hair. And I'm like, I have hair and it's still on chemo, but with hair. And I'm like, oh my God. So I said, let me just keep using it. And it was so fun because I said, I'm gonna do this big reveal until April. I said, I know she's gonna be shocked. So, and it just so happened she was having like a rough day. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make you smile. She's like, please do. I
Mhm.
said, we might need to take it
Video
and do a
call?
video
We have
call.
time for the video. Real quick, do we have time for the video, Lisa and Megs?
Hey, Megs,
Yes, we need to see
yes,
the
yes,
video.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah, you want to
sure.
see it.
Maybe you can make your screen a little larger, so we can see it.
Okay, let's see. Make my screen larger.
Yes. Can everybody see it large, or is it just me? Maybe I'm not making my screen like,
Yeah,
okay.
hold on. Let me see. Let me
Oh,
unpin.
there it is. Okay.
Hold on.
You see, because it looks, let me see. Is that it?
If
Okay.
it's large on your screen, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, here's the video.
thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the volume? Oh, here it is. Oh my God. You had me thinking you was bald, Nicole.
No,
There it is.
after you.
That was not Nicole.
So we don't hear the
It looked like
sound.
before Nicole. You don't hear
Let's
it?
see if I
We
can.
don't hear the sound. So when you
I mean,
go to share
the
video,
back is so
Okay.
full.
you
It's-
have to hit
I'm talking about this.
Okay.
when you go to yeah.
I unmuted it on my end. Can you hear it?
The side, I have to do this.
No,
can
so
hear
when you
it.
go to share your screen, there'll be
Okay.
something on the side where it says for volume, like,
Oh.
or you could send me the link and I can play it.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on. If I can.
I'm also seeing in the chat some others, their hair came back differently too.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Right.
Okay, so I just put it in the chat, Meg.
All right.
Okay.
So let me know. It should be to where you can you don't have to get authorization.
Okay, hold tight.
Okay.
Okay.
Just gonna.
And while you
I'm
guys
going-
are setting this
Hold on, I'm gonna
up,
share my screen. Can you stop sharing? There we go. All right. Okay. Can y'all see this? Oh,
yes, we're seeing post-treatment something. Mhm.
oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, we're all up in your business, so try to, yeah.
All right. Do you see it?
There
Let
we
me.
go. Yeah.
You see it? Okay, hold tight.
Mhm.
Let me do the.
Talking about this is after you.
No, it's not, Nicole.
Yes, it is.
What did it look like before, Nicole?
Let me see if I can find it. Because I mean, the back is so full. It's unreal. I mean, I was like, and you see all this growth. Because Frida said, girl, I can lock that. I'm like, for real? You can lock this?
Oh my
I'm like, and then my edge is trying to come back. I was
I
like,
see.
I ain't got no edge, girl. This was bald and shiny. You know what they say when it's bald and shiny, it ain't coming back. It's gone, girl. It's
Oh,
gone.
wait a minute.
I'm like, ooh. Ooh. And I said, wait a minute, let me not get too heavy with it. But I said, oh, who cares? I ain't got no hair no more. So I had like about that much. So I'm just rubbing it in my little nothing. And I'm like, okay. And then I put my little wig cap on and all that good stuff. But let me see if I can find. I know
Oh
I
my
got
God,
one.
Nicole, you have got to send me a before and after. Like I need, like
This was bald. Bald, 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 bald.
Wow.
And then to be able to do this, and then it moves, it got good movement. I was like, oh
Yes.
my goodness. And then
it's
if I
not shady.
actually, that shit, and if I actually comb it out, it's got some height to it. Because yesterday I was combing it out, and I said, oh Lord, girl, look at this thing.
Oh my gosh, Nicole.
Look at that. I mean, I got some sitting in the back. Oh my god. Frida was like, Nicole, I don't see no scalp. I said, I know.
No, this is amazing. No,
Mm-mm.
we're
I had actually
happy for you with that. No, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Nicole, when I tell you, I was in tears. I was in tears. Like I know my products work, but
Mhm.
something that I prayed over when I was making this product line, I said, I want my products to change people's lives in the most amazing way.
Mhm.
And
No,
if this is not a testament to it,
no.
and I have other clients I have a client who has locks, and she is 1 year post chemo, post cancer. She's in remission. And I remember when we cut her locks off, she was like, I'm not about to just go bald and just
Mhm.
lose my hair. I want you to cut it off. So we cut her hair off, and I didn't see her for a whole year. And it was literally just a year. And I just received the notification that she booked an appointment. And I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, I want you to start my locks back over. And I'm like, you have hair? She said, yes, April. She said, I've been using the oil the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And now you would not be able, if you look at her now, you would not know that she has had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she went through chemo.
Amazing.
So
That's amazing.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And I knew April, like when when I first met her years ago, before she had her own salon, she was making these products. I'm trying to make these products and I'm making them in the kitchen and my daughter's helping. And so I'm very happy that, years later, here she is now with this product and providing, being a part of this conversation as a way to uplift and to empower women that are going through this experience. So we really appreciate it. And I know that we don't have all the time to talk, but again, with Megs will be sending out some information in the chat post this. April gave us the free sample, and you'll have the free hair guide as well. And
yes, I'm gonna drop that in the chat right now for the guys.
Absolutely. Now, before we go, because I know that you guys are here till 8, before we go, question for both you and Nicole, what does reclaiming, to both of you, what does reclaiming, and you being a loctician, a stylist, what does reclaiming your beauty and sense of self look like after the cancer treatment, as far as with hair? What does that look like for you as a stylist treating, helping women with cancer?
It looks like just walking in who you are. Whether you have the bald head, whether you have the fuzz, whether your hair has started to grow. Own you. Own you. Walk in that. Be proud to wear your bald head. Be proud to wear your little fuzz. It's okay. Don't let your hair loss be the thing that literally takes you under. You don't want that. So what it looks like is just walking in your purpose, walking in your greatness, knowing who you are, accepting the things that you cannot change, and work on the things that you can change.
No, thank you. Thank you. That's really great. Thank you, April. And what does that look like for you, Nicole? Coming from
Well,
the
for
survivor,
me,
what does that look like?
I look at nothing in life happens without the Almighty. So when something does happen, you can't look at it as why me, why me. I had to change my mindset and go, why not me? And when people look at me, I want them to be able to see, no matter what stage I'm in, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do what it is I need to do, because not focusing on the disease really helps yourself a lot. Because in the beginning, when that's all I focused on, I felt bad. I was looking bad. Everything about me was going wrong. But I had to give a little bit of hope to my daughter. She gave me a lot of strength, and I was like, "Girl, you gotta put your big girl pants on, and you gotta move on." And so I started to do my affirmations, and I'm like, "Cancer, you're getting eviction notice." I would say anything to that effect, or "You're out of my life. Health and healing is coming my way." And I started to talk that way. And people were telling me, "Oh, girl, you're glowing." And I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, you're in remission?" "Not yet, but I will be." I said, I will be. I said, I will have a beautiful testimony to share with everyone, because to me in life, we go through these things because it's for other people to basically see how good he is. And I know while you're going through it, you're like, "Oh my God, this is so horrible." But look at what it did for me. It actually gave me a career. I didn't know what was going to happen to me after I lost my job. But losing my hair, I started making those wigs, and now I provide wigs for people who need them. And then I started learning how to make the medical wig, so I can even make them a wig that's comfortable for their scalp. Because with chemo, we get the irritation. It's hard to put a regular lace wig on sometimes because it's painful. So if you got that interior built the way it needs to be built, you wear that medical wig, it's a whole lot more comfortable. And you just don't have to worry about it. You take those lemons that come through life and you make them your lemonade. And that's what I started to do. And to me, if we all do that, it will make us better in the end. And just know that if he brought you to it, he's going to bring you through it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why I am where I am now.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. And it's amazing how those affirmations can, help. We even in social work world, and we talk about how important affirmations and speaking those affirmations not only, allows you to soothe your anxiety, it helps you to cope, it just helps in so many ways. And supporting that self-love during the change. You have to pivot yourself. So I know that all of you are in a different space, different phases of your life, of your hair journey. And we're just so excited that you were able to join us tonight for this conversation. Is there time for one or two more questions? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We did get a question for you, Nicole. You're in Texas. Where, would we be able to get information for your blog or some way to contact you?
Sure.
We've got a lot of people here that are like, we want to talk to Nicole.
Okay, well, great. Let me get.
The
Oh, you put
TLC
it in the chat already?
Oh, thank you. That's great.
No, I didn't put it in there. I was telling
Okay,
you.
well, thank you.
Yeah, put it.
Okay.
Drop it in the chat. Nicole makes some amazing wigs, y'all. When I tell you, she makes some.
I think I even have a few of them here.
Well, the one you got on, honey.
That's
Hold on, I'm gonna pin you so we can
yeah,
all
and I
see
forgot
it.
about the one I have on.
Let's see.
Yeah, so this
right,
one that I
we
have
can
because I
see
wanted
it.
something red and spicy. Let's
Wow.
see. And then I have this one is a goddess lock because I try to do them texturized so they're like, the hair that we want to wear, like box braids and things like that. So this one is goddess locks. So I try to give them a real scalp so you can actually feel like this is your hair. You can put it in a ponytail, do an updo because this one is completely lace. So then I put the diamond lace on the inside so that it protects your scalp. So this one is I call it a low quality medical wig because it doesn't have all the silicone and everything else, but it does have that diamond lace to give you comfort.
Wow, beautiful.
And then this other one is a micro lock unit, and it's a curly micro lock unit in a 27. So yeah.
Wow, that looks really good.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nicole does her thing. When I tell you, Nicole, her wigs are amazing.
No, thank
Amazing.
you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
Lisa, real quick,
We
Sure,
have
someone
sure.
tell me
one last question. Sharon?
how can we get the information from the links after we're finished?
This is being recorded, so you're gonna get the recording and it'll be in the touch base. And
Okay.
I will make sure that everyone gets that, all the links, the e-guide, how to contact Nicole, how to contact April B. I will make sure you get all the information because this has been so important for us, our community, to talk about our hair.
Absolutely.
And the different ways that it can come back, the different things that we need to do for it, that those who do not look like us, it doesn't apply to them. I learned a lot of new stuff tonight. And especially about the rosemary oil. I'm like, hold on now, because I need to get my roots done.
Yes.
I shall be doing that. But we thank you, April B. and Nicole. And also Lisa, because it was Lisa that recommended April B. And that is how we are here today. And we just really appreciate your time and your expertise and your compassion for us.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, ladies, for attending. You can always reach out with any additional questions. We're gonna continue with the group. We're gonna stop recording at this time, right?
Yes,
Meg?
hold tight.
And then we'll
And
say goodbye. We want to give